Can you imagine how obscene I was saying, I have money?
Yeah, totally.
Awful. But I was at my wit's end by then. That was such a pure moment of anger.
I've had that moment where I kind of have this thing of like, oh, I really feel like buying somebody next to me a coffee, but it just feels creepy. Do you know what I mean? It was like, there was these two girls recently on a Eurostar, and I was with my wife and kid.
Yeah, creepy.
Yeah, totally. And they were struggling. They didn't have enough money for the vending machine.
And I was well fit.
No, but I was thinking, but now I was thinking, do I give off dad energy that I'm coming along as a dad and going, hey, don't worry, girls, I'll buy you drinks because clearly you haven't got the money. I don't want to fuck either of you. It's all fine. Or is it like, well, I got some money. Like you girls did like you, and like. So in the end, I did nothing. But
I think if you'd have wrung your hands, that would have been really good.
But I spent 2 minutes in my head, and then obviously that 2 minutes is creepy because they're going, "Why is that bloke looking at me?" You go, "No, don't worry. I'm thinking whether you think I'm a predator or a dad, or maybe both."
It's a bit tricky.
It is tricky.
You know your jumper, which I love.
Yeah.
It's a little bit like my partner's jumper that he had that I was wearing in New York one day. It's just like acts of being a Samaritan.
Yeah.
I borrowed it, and there was a lady who was homeless and freezing, and she had nothing but a bed sheet really and some like tiny little clothes, and it was shivery New York freezing. And I took this jumper off and gave it to her, and it's just sort of funny afterwards to think, oh, what a Samaritan. You gave her someone else's jumper.
Yeah.
It's easy to be generous when it's not your hoodie.
Yes, you're
it's like,
right.
here, have this. Oh, you'll be all right.
That is.
I gave you your jumper.
But that's such a good title for a book, isn't it? It's easy to be generous when it's someone else's hoodie. And it's just about like acts of kindness where you've not actually done anything.
It wasn't actually.
Oh, I really like that. What is the next brilliant thing?
Oh, I've put rage quitting a customer service line.
Okay.
Yes. Well, I wasn't happy in that moment.
What?
But it was brilliant to get off.
So as soon as I hear like rage quitting, like I think of that sort of brilliant bit by Sean Locke where I think he's complaining at somebody at BA, and he's like, "What the fuck?" And the person says, "This isn't, there's no need to swear." And his bit is like, "This is the exact time you need swear words." And I think that, isn't it? It's sort of like when you're in like that level of fury, because you don't strike me as someone that I don't think I've ever seen you like really lose your shit. So that's why I'm excited to hear this.
I do. I get upset with that because everybody's robotic and you think, I just want to speak to you like a human. Please put the script down. For a minute, can you put the script down? But they won't, It's,
I love that.
It's not our policy to put the script down.
Yeah. So what was the grievance? And what was the company?
It was my phone. It was my phone company. I can't even remember what it was. I wanted an update. I wanted to get a new phone, but it took too long. And then for some reason, I failed the check, the financial check, which I shouldn't have done. I had enough money in my bank account to buy this phone.
Yes.
I ended up, that's what I said, I can buy this phone. I have enough money for this phone. Never mind your contract. I will buy it now. I will buy it. No, but you've failed the check. And I was like, can you imagine how obscene I was saying, I have money?
Yeah, totally.
Awful. But I was at my wit's end by then. And there had been many other roadblocks along the way to this discussion. And then that awful thing where they have to read to you. It's only going to take 2 minutes. And you think, okay, I'll put you on speakerphone and I'll do something else because I cannot stand this anymore. But then they have to check, are you okay with that? And you think, I wasn't listening. Yes. Sorry. What was that again? Why? Tell me. It was so bad. But I didn't get the new phone. Got off the phone because I couldn't stand it. And I took a picture of myself going like that because I did a painting of it.
Oh, right.
And it was suddenly a great day because I've been really enjoying oil painting recently, but I don't know what to paint half the time. But that was such a pure moment of anger that I was able to capture it and paint it. And it's funny. And it's on my office wall now.
Yeah.
So it's been there for about 6 months. Going like that. I look at her and think, okay, I'll get to work.
How old are your kids?
They're 21 and 14.
So, because my thing what I take from that is you must be a really interesting mum to be like, I'm sort of imagining being your son and coming home and mum's done a drawing of like, she's done an oil painting of herself because she's quit O2. Fucking hell, that's brilliant, isn't it? But what an absolute, like, I can't imagine what that 14-year-olds
walk in, see a new paint on the wall,
Do you know what I mean?
walk straight back home. Mum's got a bad one.
or it's that thing of like, I think I'm going to be all right. Like, it's so interesting. But like, do you come from a long line of sort of expressive people like that? Because that's so interesting. But that feels like everyone that I thought comedians were. Like before I became a stand-up, I felt so ordinary in comparison. But the idea that you're like, right, I'm going to turn that into a painting. But do you know what I mean? It's sort of... I love it.
Mustn't take yourself too seriously.
No, but it's great. Yeah, but it's so interesting, and the fact it's there. But what did your 14-year-old think of that? Or has he never discussed it?
I think it's kind of funny.
It's fucking hilarious.
It's funny.
But it's so cool to have a mum that's done a drawing of herself after she's quit O2.
Well, I hope
fucking
so.
bananas.
I hope it's not scarring. You never know.
It's not scarring at all. But what it is what is there anything that this poor 14-year-old could do that would be that you would poo-poo? That's what it thinks to me. It's kind of, there's no job weird enough. Do you know what I mean? I love it. I think it's fantastic. My mum once rang me up when I was at college saying I needed to quit college because I was £3 in debt with my Woolwich account. She was like, this stuff stays with you for life. And this was before phones and that. And like the teacher sort of said, oh, Russell, your mum's on the phone. She sounds very upset. And I was like, oh, God, my dad's died.
Oh, God.
I was £3 in debt.
Oh,
and I was just able...
Turns into a great day.
Well, I was like, it's fine, Mum, it's cool. I'll just borrow a £5 off someone, it'd be cool. I love it though.
I remember meeting my mum suddenly on the stairs, dripping, naked, watery, like suddenly there. And she had a thought about death in the bath and had run out the bathroom to escape the thought.
Yes.
And there she was, just like, what? Are you okay? No, I just thought about death for a minute, but I'm okay. I'm going back in. I'm not going to think about it.
I mean, have you ever spoken about that before? Because that's such a funny...
Of my mum.
But that's such a funny scene. That feels like that's come straight out of a Wes Anderson film, doesn't it? But I was just thinking about death, but I'm fine now. Back to the bath.
Back to the bath.
And then you,
to get out.
How old were you then?
I was a teenager, I think.
Yes, then you've just got to go and make yourself some toast. That's that.
Yeah.
But it's so... Yeah. That's what I love about families, that we have no idea how unique and interesting and peculiar or ordinary or whatever our families are until you start telling, these... I remember the time my mum was scared of death in the bath and she'd come out.
Yeah.
I love it. It sort of says so much about you, doesn't it? I remember the first time, I remember going to a friend's house and realising that a phrase that we used wasn't a phrase that everyone else used. And I was, I drank from my friend's cup and he was like, hey, that's my cup. And I was like, we're all from the same hole, mate, relax. Which was one of my mum's go-tos. I didn't really know what it meant. I was 11. Good.